Welcome back. This is Artist on Art. I am your host, Nana Milkovich. I have three lovelies in the studio here today. They are a part of the dance company Bear Outlines. Welcome to the show, Collette, Kollewe, Nahshon, Marden, and Erin Price. Give us a hello.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
The reason that y'all made this trek up to UCSC is because you're performing in a event called the Faraway Nearby.
Yeah, it's going to be performed at Motion Pacific in downtown Santa Cruz. And
what are the dates, Erin?
The January 17th, 18th, and 19th.
So that's not this weekend, but the next weekend.
Yeah,
it's at Motion Pacific on Front Street.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a part of the Motion Pacific Dance Incubator project. Is that correct?
Yes.
Would you mind telling us a little bit about the Incubator project at Motion Pacific?
Yeah.
This is Collette. Kollewe will tell us this now.
The Incubator project is something that Motion Pacific started, and basically for new companies that want to get their name out there and want to learn how to produce a show. Motion Pacific basically kind of walks you through it and provides a venue for you, and you have to apply, and it's just a really awesome project to help get your company started and learn how to produce, really.
And this has been going on for quite a while. I know that the Incubator project, isn't that correct?
It's been going on for about a year and a half, 2 years, I think.
Oh,
it's
I guess
pretty new. There have only been two other groups who've had it.
Yeah.
Molly Katzman and Sierrah Dietz had a show.
And they were on Artist on Art to talk about it. That's why I thought it had been going on forever.
Yeah.
They also choreographed a piece which will be a part of our show.
Yeah.
So.
And that's speaking Nahshon, Marden, the third choreographer. Did you apply together, the three of you?
Yes.
A big group of us, actually.
Yeah, we actually applied with our whole company, which is a group of 8 members total.
And Erin, would you mind giving a shout out to the other 5 people that didn't make it?
Yeah, there's Chelsea Zamora, Brant Souza, who unfortunately will not be in the show, Callie Daniel, Frankie Rivera, and Zen Lotto.
And how did you all meet?
At Cabrillo College here in Santa Cruz.
And so you all were studying at Cabrillo College, and Cabrillo has an amazing, the visual arts and performing VAPA was the Arts and Association, but VAPA basically. I wanted to have somebody come out and talk about there's been some changes in community college as to how you can take classes, and so the dance classes in particular have kind of
big schedule change.
Yeah.
They had to really reinvent themselves so that people could take multiple dance classes, because you can't just take one dance class.
No,
you have to. It's impossible, and so they've had to make it so that there's like I think a number system. So you take dance 1, dance 2, dance 3, salsa 1, salsa 2, salsa like that, right? And so there's a whole bunch of classes that are open to students here in the area.
Yeah, there's definitely more availability. They created it. The system before it had sort of limited repeatability within a lot of the course sections. So I think after they went in and redid a lot of the curriculum, being able to split up like the levels and all the different styles of dance. So there's Modern 1, Modern 2 now, and there's sort of levels like that, which before we just had intermediate, advanced, and like beginning. But now they're splitting them up more. So.
And so did you all graduate? Or are you in the process?
Yeah, Collette and I did.
Erin?
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't graduated
and
yet.
Still.
I got to see the winter concert, and I thought it was fabulous. The one that just happened, 2013 in December. Were you in that?
Yes. I was in.
Which one? Which were you in?
I was in one piece, actually, the contemporary ballet piece.
Nahshon, Marden. And what was the name of the piece? What was the song?
I'm not sure what the song was called. I believe it was a piece by Alberto Iglesias. And
Who was the choreographer?
Robert Kelly.
I see.
Yeah.
So the three of you are choreographing. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
And so you have 8 people in your dance company. Do you all take turns doing the choreography, or?
For this show in particular, we asked the people in the company to apply, and so we all had to write up a proposal about a piece that we were going to do, and then within the company, whoever applied for it got to put a piece together.
So how many pieces are in the Faraway nearby?
6 sections?
6? Yeah,
Yeah.
6
Sections,
pieces.
yeah.
And so
The
was
full
each
show.
section choreographed by a different person?
Collaborative, some of them. So, for instance, I have a piece that I choreographed myself. Erin collaborated with a few of the other people on like a quartet piece. And then
Collette also has a duet that she does that she
collaborated with Callie
collaborated with.
Daniel. Yeah.
Most of the pieces were put together by several people, several choreographers.
And so that's how your dance company works.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're pretty much a collaborative based company right now. We have guest artists involved, so
Guest dancers involved, too.
Yeah, guest dancers involved. We're definitely trying to draw on what we have available to us, since we're all located throughout California now, and it's a great opportunity to do that, I think.
Yeah.
You're listening to Nahshon, Marden. We've got Collette, Kollewe here in the studio, and Erin Price. They are choreographers and members of the dance company Bear Outlines, and they're here to talk about an event that they're putting on the Faraway nearby at Motion Pacific on January 17th, 18th, and 19th. The Bear Outlines is a part of the Incubator project that allows emerging choreographer programs and provides resources. They tell us there's so much that you received through this Incubator project. Would you mind mentioning a few of those things?
Yeah. On top of all the mentorship, they've provided a lot of public relations and marketing, and all the poster design that's done, that was provided by them. It was we sort of took on the idea of a photo shoot because we knew immediately that we would need to do that with a show, having something to put out.
To promote.
Yeah, so we talked to Abra about it, and we got a couple of different photographers, and they came in and helped. We also have gotten rehearsal space provided at Motion. There are 2 rehearsal spaces there in their facility available.
And lighting design.
Yeah, lighting
design.
design.
The venue.
Yeah, the venue.
The venue, and then they're doing the marketing, like you said, and the box office. So basically, this program, which is held 2 times a year, this program helped yourselves, you're emerging artists, right? You're just graduating, on your way. And so you also got mentorship. You got to see, you got to have support with every aspect of creating an event. And there's so many.
Yeah.
And it's usually not something you get in a dance class.
No.
Yeah.
It's a whole experience. It's really exciting to be able to learn how to put together a whole show and have the mentorship to be able to do that is just wonderful.
And I'm assuming stage design is also a part of it, like every single detail.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
one of the other great things, one of the things that they ask of us is a work in progress showing, and they give us lots of artistic feedback, which is really helpful, which includes stage design, which includes lighting, which includes music choices. Like we said, like the mentorship side of it is really incredible and helpful on so many levels.
You're listening to Collette Kollewe. Collette Kollewe is here with Nahshon, Marden, and Erin Price. So how when you showed the work in progress, was there a devastating amount of changes that had to happen? Were they like, oh my gosh, you got to start over, or how was it for you?
No, I mean, I think that the point of a work in progress is to take the feedback that you get and do with it what you have time to do, and just embrace like all the different opinions, because it's such an opinionated art form. It's just really important to be able to have the opinions of others.
Right. That's a huge part of art practice, I think. And then when you don't get that feedback, you're in a vacuum and you're just spinning your own wheels. And sometimes you could go crazy. Like, oh, that's great. Oh, it's horrible. Like, you need a second opinion. When I think of putting your head in the lion, you're looking down its throat, and that you need somebody that's sitting up in the back, like, up in the seats, looking down, going, hey, your head's down too low, or I don't know. Like, I'm going off on my metaphor there, but the thing that I find really interesting about dance, a dance as a medium for your art expression, is I don't really get it, to be honest. I don't understand modern dance. Like, I love it, and I react. When I see something really good, I react to it, and I know that it's good. But I don't have actually any cognitive understanding of, it's an emotional, it's a visceral experience. What have you three ascertained in your studies?
For me,
Erin Price.
Personally, I think that one of my favorite parts about dance is that there's no, or specifically modern, there's no real right or wrong way to do it, and there's no real right or way opinion to have. And just all the different things that are brought in by each individual audience member is just so amazing. And just having the ability to have a million different impressions of one thing is just really unique.
So they don't give you a cheat sheet when you're taking, when she goes to the right, that means she's going forward into life, and when she goes to the left, she's looking back at her childhood. There's none of that.
No.
I mean, sometimes you'll get that, but
in some dance styles,
you have to study the different styles.
There are things that will cover a lot more. I'd say specific either stories or feelings. They really go specific and try to make it very clear for the audience. And some people work a little more freely, allow the audience to have a little room to kind of fill in some of the blanks for themselves.
And so where does this piece, the Faraway Nearby, how is that expressed?
I think that we definitely ask the audience to fill in some of the blanks. It's not a narrative, that's for sure. Far away from a narrative. But at the same time, there's definitely very strong imagery and emotions that can be seen through our movement in this piece that the audience will definitely be able to directly relate with.
And these are intentions. These are as the choreographer, these are the intentions of these emotions that you're hoping to stimulate in the audience?
And also partly the dancers. I'd say the dancers also bring a lot of their own feelings and their own way of expressing things into a piece. So I know, especially when I'm choreographing, it's definitely a two-way street. It's not just the choreographer mindset all the time. Sometimes
because you're a dancer,
bit from the dancers as well. Yes.
So Nahshon, Marden, tell us, how long have you been choreographing?
Choreographing.
I've only been choreographing for a couple of years now, probably two or three. How long have you guys been choreographing?
6.
Erin Price?
About 6, yeah.
So you're
same since
high school.
Yeah, high school.
Collette, Kollewe. How did you get started in it?
In choreographing, or?
Yeah. Because you're a dancer and that's the next step, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think that usually what happens is that as a dancer, you are continually put into other people's pieces, and then you get the opportunity to create something yourself. And if you want to, you can just go for it. And then from there, it's just about figuring out if you enjoy it and what you love about it and what you have to bring.
You definitely learn more about it from doing it.
Yes.
I feel like the first piece I choreographed was a big learning experience that you really learn how to, one, just run a rehearsal, and then two, kind of how to create something more than just a phrase, more than just a combination across the floor. So
Yeah.
Nahshon, Marden, it goes pretty ethereal pretty fast when you talk about dance. Until you're witnessing it, having it presented, either you as the dancer or as the audience participant, it's not concrete. You don't speak in concrete words. You speak more in
Metaphors
in this metaphysical way, and so it gets confusing really fast, but it's also really fun to experience, and so I'm assuming that's kind of why y'all are dancing, right?
Yeah. And I think that there's something to be said in that, like, movement is also a language, and we use our voices as a main way to communicate, but at the same time we all communicate pretty blatantly through our movements every day, and dance is like just a way to accentuate that and to show that.
Yeah, it's really great. What do you think about Santa Cruz as a bigger incubator for dance? Because it seems like there's so much dance in Santa Cruz. How do you see it?
That's really interesting that you asked that, actually, because I am finishing my degree in San Diego at the moment, but all my company members and everyone are mostly up here.
This is Collette, Kollewe.
I plan on moving back up to Santa Cruz after I graduate because I love the dance community here. And that's the thing that I love about Santa Cruz and the dance world here, is that it feels like a community. It doesn't feel like I need to be competing with a bunch of other companies, or I don't need to be competing or to get into studios or anything like that, whereas and everyone supports each other so much in Santa Cruz, and that's definitely the best part of it, and it's easy to make connections and talk to so many people about what you're doing.
Well, I see it as a bigger movement of collaboration in all the art forms, and that because it's such a beautiful place and people are pretty happy, just the environment is so happy, that it lends itself to people wanting to play together and dance. I assume that you guys get together and you're playing the whole time, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
All the time.
It's pretty much rehearsal.
So can you tell us a little bit about the breakdown of the Faraway Nearby? Well, first of all, how did you come up with the title?
Go ahead.
Well,
Erin Price.
The title actually came from one of the dancers in a piece that I choreographed, Laurel Marks, and we were talking about the theme of the show, which is actually desire and sort of this like distance of desire that's not usually approached. And there's actually a painting by Georgia O'Keeffe that's on desire, and it's titled The Faraway Nearby. And so we took that title, and it's a reference to that painting.
Would you mind describing the painting? I'm a big Georgia O'Keeffe fan. If you could just give me a color, is it a landscape?
I mean, it's a flower.
It's a flower. There
it's Georgia O'Keeffe.
Okay. Red or
I don't remember, honestly.
Because she does landscapes and flowers, so it's a flower painting, and it's The Faraway Nearby. Funny you should mention that. I play Cesaria Evora for Artist on Art, and one of her main songs, the main song for my show, is Saudade, which means a nostalgia for the far away, the love of a faraway place or a faraway thing, and you're tapping into that. So tell us a little bit more about the other dances.
The other dances?
Well, because there's 6 pieces, right? So are they 6 different dances?
They were choreographed separately, each of them, but all the choreographers really wanted to work together and collaborate to make the show cohesive, as opposed to, this is my piece, this is Erin's piece, this is Callie's piece, this is Chelsea's piece, this is Nahshon's piece. We really wanted the show to be connected as a whole. And so although there's separate choreography in each one, they really connect to each other through the theme, through each of their themes. Like, everyone kind of explored like different aspects of desire that really resonated with them or resonated with others. And I would say that's how you could really see it, is that it's like they're separate pieces, but they're all connected.
And they're all based on the same theme. Yeah.
Yeah, as it all should be. I mean, a good piece of art. And then your guest choreographer again is Molly Katzman.
And Sierrah Dietz. They both choreographed one piece.
Excellent. Motion Pacific. They're doing their Incubator project, and this year it's with the dance company Bear Outlines. The name of the show, the upcoming show, is The Faraway Nearby. The show begins, the premiere is January 17th at
8 p.m.
8 p.m. at Motion Pacific. Do you know the address on
131 Front Street.
131 Front Street. And then it will be again on Saturday, January 18th.
At 8.
At 8 o'clock p.m. And then do you have a matinee on Sunday?
No, that's also an 8 p.m. show.
An 8 p.m. show. So we're breaking a little. But that's okay. So Sunday, January 19th, it will be at 8 o'clock again. Bear Outlines. This is a co-direction and a collaboration of the Bear Outlines founding 8 members, as well as 2 guest choreographers. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. It's a real pleasure to help support, and like I said, I just love all the dance that we have here in Santa Cruz. It's just wonderful. And I hope you all can come back on for your next big event.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having us.
It's been my pleasure.